Every strand in the shower drain isn't just hair loss, it's a piece of your identity washing away. Every thinning patch isn't just aging, it's becoming invisible. Every small ponytail isn't just hair, it's your entire sense of self slipping through your fingers. In my practice, I offer advanced treatments like platelet-rich plasma therapy that can cost thousands per session. And while these treatments work wonderfully for those who can afford them, I've always felt frustrated. Frustrated because I knew that for every woman who could afford these expensive solutions, there were thousands more suffering in silence. Every morning, these women dread looking in the mirror. They see their scalp showing through more and more, their part getting wider like a path leading to despair, their hair becoming limper as if their very vitality was draining away. That's why I became obsessed with understanding the root cause of female hair loss. I didn't just want to treat symptoms. I wanted to solve the actual problem. I spent years studying every aspect of hair loss at the microscopic level through dermatopathology. I explored everything from traditional Western medicine to Eastern healing practices. And what's become clear with the latest hair loss research shocked me. The real reason most women struggle with thinning hair has nothing to do with their age, genes, or how much money they spend on treatments. In fact, it's something that 99% of doctors never even think to look for. And here's what makes the discovery so important. Once you address this hidden factor, all your other hair treatments work better. Whether you're using over-the-counter products or trying medical-grade solutions, or even considering advanced treatments like the ones I offer in my practice. Understanding this changes everything. You see, most doctors will tell you your hair loss is all about hormones. And yes, hormones play a role. They'll tell you it's genetics. And yes, genetics matter. They'll say it's just a part of aging. And yes, age is a factor. But here's what nobody is talking about. Even if you balance your hormones perfectly, even if you have the best genetic profile, even if you can turn back the clock 20 years, you could still struggle with thinning hair. Why? Because there's something happening at the microscopic level, something so fundamental that until you address it, nothing else will ever fully align your hair for maximum growth. I discovered this almost by accident. I remember that night so clearly. I was in my lab at 2 a.m., surrounded by patient files and microscope slides, trying to understand why some women responded so well to treatment while others didn't. My coffee had gone cold hours ago, but I couldn't stop reviewing the data. Something wasn't adding up. I had women with perfect hormone panels still losing their hair, women taking every supplement imaginable, seeing no improvement, women spending thousands on treatments only to watch their results fade away. I had just finished examining another scalp tissue sample under the microscope when I noticed my plant on the windowsill looking wilted. I'd forgotten to water it all week. Almost automatically, I grabbed my water bottle and went to give it a drink. But as I poured the water, something caught my eye. The leaves were clearly starving for nutrients, but the water just beat it up and rolled off, the waxy surface of the leaves preventing any absorption. That's when it hit me. I rushed back to my microscope and pulled up the slide I'd just been examining. My heart started racing as I adjusted the focus because there it was, clear as day. The follicles in my patient's scalp showed the exact same pattern. A waxy barrier preventing nutrients from reaching where they were needed, as if they were suffocating them from the outside. Could it be some hidden blocker of hair growth was present all along? I immediately pulled up more slides from other patients, women who tried hormone therapy, women who'd done PRP treatments, women who invested in laser therapy, and the pattern was undeniable. Every single one showed signs of follicle suffocation. That's when I remembered a groundbreaking study from the University of Zurich's Center for Dermatology and Hair Diseases, one that suddenly took a whole new meaning because what we were seeing wasn't just ordinary hair loss. It wasn't just hormones. It wasn't just genetics. I wasn't just aging. It was something far more fundamental, something that explains why so many treatments fail, why so many women lose hope, why so many solutions only work temporarily. And once you understand this, your hair transformation journey will never be the same. You see, your hair follicles aren't just little holes in your scalp where hair grows from. They're actually complex, living microenvironments. Think of them like tiny gardens. And just like my wilting office plant, they need the right environment to thrive. But here's what shocked me. When we looked at women experiencing hair loss, we discovered their follicles weren't actually dead like everyone thought. Instead, they found something far more surprising. The follicles were suffocating. See, your hair follicles need to breathe to stay alive and produce healthy hair. And they do this through something scientists call follicular respiration. But as we age, this natural breathing process gets disrupted. Why? One simple reason. Our scalp starts producing thick, waxy substance that slowly builds up around our follicles. It starts at the microscopic level, but that's not even the most fascinating part. As a dermatologist, I've spent years studying the complex cellular environment of hair follicles under the microscope. And this follicle suffocation does something crucial to specialized cells called melanocytes. Most people think melanocytes just give your hair its color, but they do something far more important. They actually help control your hair's growth cycle. Think of them like conductors of a symphony, keeping all your hair follicles growing in perfect harmony. These melanocytes produce special signaling molecules that tell your follicles when to grow and when to rest. But here's what happens as we age. These melanocytes become disruptive. And guess what can disrupt these melanocytes? The same waxy buildup that can suffocate your follicles. When this happens, their critical growth signals get blocked, leading to shorter and shorter hair growths and thinner hair, until eventually some follicles stop producing hair altogether. This is why so many women notice their hair getting thinner and growing more slowly than it used to. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how your hair seems thinner and limper right before you wash it? Or how it has more volume right after a really good scalp cleansing? That's because you've temporarily cleared away some of that suffocating buildup. But here's the problem. Regular shampoo can't penetrate deep enough to clear this waxy substance. And those expensive clarifying treatments, they're actually stripping away your scalp's natural protective barrier, which can cause your scalp to produce more waxy buildup to protect itself. It's a vicious cycle. This is why hormone therapy alone isn't enough. Why even the most expensive supplements can't solve the problem, because they're all trying to stimulate suffocating follicles that aren't getting their proper growth signals. It's like trying to force a plant to grow while it's still wrapped in plastic. You have to clear the suffocation first. Then your follicles have an optimal environment to start producing thick, healthy hair again. But here's where my background as a dermatologist led to a breakthrough. See, we've been thinking about hair loss all wrong. Your scalp is skin, and just like the skin on your face needs a specific care routine, your scalp needs the same elite level care. Think about it. Would you just splash water on your face and expect glowing skin? Or would you throw random products at your face without understanding how they work together? Of course not. Yet while women spend hundreds on face serums, follow complex skincare routines, invest in expensive facial treatments, they completely neglect their scalp, which has over 100,000 delicate follicles, each one needing that same precise care. That's why I collaborated with Purance research team on a global search for solutions. With my background in Eastern medicine, I knew that incredible solutions existed, solutions that the Western world hadn't discovered yet. Our research team's journey began in Indonesia, in a remote coastal village where women still practice ancient beauty traditions, where modern products hadn't yet replaced generational wisdom, where the secrets of thick, healthy hair were passed down through generations. We discovered something remarkable. Women in their 70s and 80s had hair that would make a 20-year-old envious. Thick, lustrous strands that caught the sunlight, full bouncy volume that moved with the ocean breeze. Healthy scalps that supported vigorous growth year after year. But here's what fascinated us. These women weren't using ordinary coconut oil or the kind you'd find in stores. They had a specific preparation method, a secret hair rebirth ritual that starts working magic on their hair in just 15 seconds. One that had been passed down through centuries, one that modern science is only now beginning to understand. You see, most commercial coconut-derived ingredients are processed wrong. The molecules are too large to penetrate the follicle barrier. They just sit on top of your hair, creating more buildup, actually making your follicle suffocation worse. But when processed the right way, using precise molecular engineering and combined with other key compounds, these specialized coconut derivatives can do something remarkable. They can penetrate deep enough to dissolve that suffocating waxy buildup. finally letting your follicles breathe again, allowing those crucial growth signals to reach their target. In fact, clinical studies on these specialized compounds show a 30 to 50% reduction in hair protein loss, a 27% increase in scalp hydration, and hydration is a critical component of helping reduce oxidative stress. Reducing stress has been shown to reverse hair loss in mice. So while that wasn't in human subjects, we knew we were onto something big. And this was just the beginning of this hair growth breakthrough, because after studying thousands of hair follicle samples, after countless late nights in the lab, after seeing woman after woman struggle with treatments that only work temporarily, we discovered something even more revolutionary. Through extensive research, we identified a unique category of compounds that could not only clear suffocating buildup, but actually create the perfect environment for healthy hair growth. We call them growth signal compounds. And the science behind these growth signal compounds is fascinating. When we examined follicle samples under an electron microscope, we could actually see these compounds dissolving the waxy buildup, like watching ice melt in time-lapse photography. But what really excited our research team was how these compounds interact with your scalp's natural biology. Under the microscope, we observed something remarkable. These growth signal compounds don't just clear away buildup, they create what dermatologists call a microenvironment optimization effect. Think of it like this. Each of your hair follicles is like a tiny garden. And just like a garden needs the right soil conditions to thrive, your follicles need the perfect microenvironment to produce healthy hair. This is why most hair loss treatments fail. They try to force growth without first creating the right environment. It's like trying to grow orchids in desert soil. No matter how much you water or fertilizer you use, the environment itself is working against you. But our growth signal compounds work differently. They work in perfect harmony with your scalp's natural processes, like a sophisticated skincare routine for your follicles. Nothing like this has ever been put together before to support stronger, thicker, healthier hair. That's why I knew I had to work with the Purance team to make this solution available to more women, and not just the ones who could afford thousands in clinical treatments, but any woman who's watching their hair and confidence slip away. After years of research and development, working with top cosmetic formulators and testing countless combinations, I'm proud to announce we finally created something revolutionary. Introducing Pureance HydraLift, the first ever shampoo powered by our breakthrough growth signal compounds, a complete hair growth revival system that dissolves suffocating buildup and supports the perfect environment for healthy growth of stronger, thicker, healthier hair.